Dating after 50 feels impossible? Here's how to start again and where to meet her. You ever look at the dating world now and think, what the hell happened while I was gone? Maybe you were married for decades. Maybe you lost someone who meant the world to you. Or maybe you've just been focused on building a life, a career, raising a family. And suddenly, you're 52, single, and wondering if real love passed you by. Let's get one thing clear. You're not too old, too late, or too broken to love again. But here's the honest truth. Dating after 50 is different. You've got more life behind you, sure. But that also means more wisdom, more clarity, less patience for games, and maybe more fear than you expected. So what now? In this video, we're going to break down what dating after 50 really looks like, why it feels impossible sometimes, what mindset you need to shift, and where you can actually meet quality women without feeling like a fish out of water. Because love doesn't retire, it just asks you to show up differently. So let's take this one step at a time. If dating after 50 has felt confusing, discouraging, or just downright exhausting, you're not crazy, and you're not alone. The truth is, dating at this stage isn't harder. It's just different. It's no longer about charm or pickup lines. It's about emotional clarity, mutual respect, and knowing your own value before asking someone else to see it. Let's walk through the biggest shifts that will help you start dating again, with confidence, purpose, and zero need to pretend. You're 30, because maybe, just maybe, the love you're still hoping for isn't gone. It's just waiting for you to show up as the man you've become. It's a quiet kind of doubt, isn't it? You catch your reflection in the mirror one morning. Crow's feet, a softer jawline, maybe that familiar gut you swore you'd lose last year. And a thought creeps in before you can stop it. Who would want this version of me? You're not vain, you're just human. And this world doesn't make it easy. Every swipe, every ad, every dating profile seems to scream that youth is everything, that if you don't look like you did at 35, you've somehow expired. But here's what no one told you. A woman in her 40s, 50s, even 60s, she's not looking for a 25-year-old body. She's looking for a man who's done the work to become grounded, present, safe, real. When you lead with shame, you disappear before she can even see you. I coached a man once, Paul, 58, widower. Spent 2 years avoiding mirrors and swiping left on every woman who seemed out of his league. He believed he had nothing left to offer, until he realized something powerful. His gentleness, his lived experience, his emotional honesty. That was the stuff women remembered. Not the belly, not the hairline. When he walked into his first coffee date owning his presence instead of apologizing for his past, something shifted. He wasn't chasing approval. He was offering connection. That's the beginning of everything. So no, you don't need a new face. You just need to stop hiding the man you've become. There's a quiet fantasy many men over 50 carry, even if they don't say it out loud. The idea that dating a younger woman could somehow rewind time, her energy, her youth, her spontaneity. It's tempting, and for a moment maybe it even feels like it works. You laugh more, you feel lighter. She makes you feel seen again, but then comes the gap. You talk about your past, she can't relate. You mention your grown kids, she wants babies. You're ready for slow mornings and soul-deep connection. She's chasing speed and stimulation, and suddenly that spark starts to feel like static. I once worked with a man named Robert, 61. Handsome, successful, dated a woman in her 30s. She made me feel alive, he said. But after a few months, he admitted something else. I felt like a visitor in her world, and I missed being understood. That's the difference no one talks about. A woman closer to your age might not be chasing every new trend or flooding your texts with emojis, but she'll speak your language. She'll understand the weight of loss, the beauty of quiet moments, the pride in things that don't need to be posted online. She's not trying to make you younger. She's trying to meet you where you are, and that, my friend, is where real connection begins. Not in the rush of something new, but in the calm of something that fits. You've been through some things. Maybe it was a divorce that left you second-guessing everything you once believed about love. Maybe you lost someone who was supposed to be your forever. Or maybe it's just life, kids, mortgages, aging parents, career ups and downs, that's left you feeling like your story is too messy to invite someone else into. Here's the truth. Most dating advice skips. Love after 50 isn't about starting fresh. It's about starting real. You're not a blank slate anymore. You have chapters, scars, lessons that came with a price. That doesn't make you damaged. It makes you layered. And the right woman? She's not looking for perfect. She's looking for honest. I remember James, 56, 2 adult children, a business he built from nothing, and a divorce he still hadn't quite healed from. He told me, I feel like I come with too much weight. I asked him what he'd want in a woman. He said, someone who gets it, who doesn't need me to pretend everything's fine. That's when he saw it. You don't need someone who erases your past. You need someone who honors it and helps you build from here. So if your story feels too complicated, maybe it's not about making it neater. Maybe it's about finding someone whose hands are strong enough to hold it. There's a strange pressure that comes with dating later in life. You feel like you should just go with the flow. Be easy, keep things light, but what if you don't want light? What if you want something that feels like home? Too many men over 50 step back into dating without really asking themselves, what am I actually looking for? A second marriage? A committed partner but separate homes? A travel companion? Just someone to laugh with over dinner once a week? When you're unclear, so is the relationship. It drifts. Expectations go unspoken. One person starts imagining a future while the other is just enjoying the moment. And that gap, it creates disappointment. For both of you, I worked with a client, Alan, 60, who dated a wonderful woman for 6 months. She thought they were moving towards something serious. He thought they were just enjoying each other's company. Neither was wrong. But because neither clarified, it ended in confusion and hurt. The older we get, the more precious our time becomes, the less energy we have for emotional gray zones. Being clear about what you want doesn't make you rigid. It makes you respectful to yourself and to the person standing across from you. So ask yourself honestly, if she said yes to anything you offered, what would you offer? That answer is your North Star. And when you know what you're looking for, you stop chasing shadows and start building something solid. Let's be honest. When you've been out of the dating game for a while, it's easy to forget what showing up for yourself even looks like. The old routines kick in. The same haircut from 2002, the jeans that fit well enough, the what's the point shrug when someone mentions style or grooming. You tell yourself it doesn't matter anymore. That a real woman will love you for who you are, and you're right. She will. But here's the twist. How you take care of yourself isn't about impressing her. It's about reminding you that you still care, that you still count. After years of working, raising kids, surviving heartbreak, or just getting through, somewhere along the way, many men stop seeing themselves, stop investing in the version of themselves that once felt alive. I remember Gerald, 63. He hadn't been on a date in 11 years. First thing we did, got him a fresh haircut, a modern pair of shoes, and a shirt that fit like it was made for him. I'll never forget what he said looking in the mirror. I looked like someone who might be loved. That wasn't vanity, that was rebirth. You don't need to be stylish. You just need to be intentional, whether it's updating your wardrobe, brushing up on communication, or simply walking taller. What you're really saying is, I'm worth showing up for, and the right woman. She won't be looking for perfect. She'll be looking for present, for a man who's still in the game, not just to date, but to live fully. So let's end with this. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience, and that's your advantage. You've loved, lost, built, rebuilt. Maybe you've been broken, but you're still here. And if you're still here, it means there's still more love to give, more life to feel, more connection to create. You don't need to chase youth or change who you are. You just need to remember that showing up clearly, calmly, and fully is more attractive than anything you wore in your 30s. The right woman? She doesn't need you to be younger. She just needs you to be real. And the moment you stop hiding, the moment you stop doubting, that's when dating after 50 stops feeling impossible and starts feeling like an honest, grounded beginning. If any part of this spoke to you, leave a comment. Tell me what hit home, or just say, I'm ready. And if you're on this journey too, subscribe. Let's walk this next chapter together with clarity, confidence, and zero need to pretend.